The entire fucking
The
crew of Star Trek is beating my ass.
Star Trek is beating my ass. Wow.
I feel
Dude,
that.
I cannot believe they added Star Trek bots. Like, this feels like... Hello everyone, I'm Mr. New, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a little bit of what you just saw there before. Now, what we're going to talk about today is exactly what Star Trek has to do with Team Fortress 2. Now, as many of you know, we are now experiencing a second, or I guess some would say a third wave of bots. Instead of the MyGot bots, we now have the Sydney bots. And on this particular occasion, we were witnessing something even more spectacular. So apparently, Jean-Luc Picard, Commander William T. Riker, Lieutenant Commissioner Worf, Chief Engineer Geordi LaForge, and Mark Zuckerberg, or rather, I should say Lieutenant Commander Data, have all joined forces to make your personal Team Fortress 2 experience just a little bit less enjoyable. With all of the bots roaming about, it makes me second question whether or not I should be playing public TF2 games as the one you see here, or if I should just go to TF2 Center and say, fuck it, I'm never playing pubs again. I guess you could say that you could always use community servers such as creators.tf or Skyle, or you could say that I could take up trading again. But aren't pubs the lifeblood of this game? Isn't this the whole reason it exists in the first place? I digress. Whether or not this is the reason that TF2 exists, what you're about to see is the first and most basic feature of these bots. Here, you can clearly see that the bots clump up and do nothing unless they're completely standing together. It seems as if all the bots are being controlled by a central computer, or by one player's own computer, or by some sort of script that makes them all walk together all the time. Now, this can lead to some pretty funny situations. Not to mention that all of these bots are programmed to shoot at the same time, which allows things like pyros to air blast them all together, such as you see here in the feed. This wasn't even the last time that it happened. Right here we have another clip of the same pyro doing the same exact thing. These bots are really quite bad. This wouldn't even be that big of a problem if the bots would clump up together in places that made sense. But here, the bots are clumping together inside of spawn because of a completely separate issue that I'll mention later in the video. What this essentially does is it makes it so that every map has these huge, empty expanses of nothing, where I can just ride the cart straight forward for 10 to 20 seconds without ever so much as seeing an enemy. Here in the feed, you see that a demo just killed them all with 6, and again, that is a result of the clumping. The real issue with these bots is the way that they're clumping together. As far as I can tell, what these bots are doing is they're picking a random player that is not a Star Trek bot on the server, and they decide to follow him. In this case, the bots are all following that Sydney bot, which is a completely different kind of bot, by the way. We now have a mixture of bots on servers, go figure. But the bots have chosen to all follow that Sydney bot, which makes them all clump up around him, which means that this demo trap is about to detonate and ruin all of their days. Now, here's a couple things I think that the bot maker failed to consider when he made these bots. Allow me to demonstrate by simply showing you clips of some stuff that happened while I was playing pubs with a couple of my friends.
They're stuck in they're stuck in spawn because the guy they were following didn't know how to get out of spawn.
Maybe the two bots that do, but they just all fucking died.
It's because the dude they were
'cause
following
they
led him off
followed
a
him.
cliff. Yeah.
Oh, nice job.
They literally follow him off of a cliff. That's hilarious.
No fucking way they walk off a cliff. I don't know too much else about these bots, but what I can tell you is that it appears as if the client-side bot, the user bot, is the one that controls all of them. In this case, the only actual human is Data, ironically enough. But if the client disconnects from a server or crashes, then the rest of the bots will crash as well, as you can see on the clip being posted as I speak. And isn't that kind of beautiful? How, in this instance of Team Fortress 2, we are allowing an entity such as Data to be just a little more human than in any of his other appearances. Well, that's my take, and I hope it's a helpful one. If you were to ask me what the purpose of these Star Trek bots is, I guess I would have to say that they're just here to troll people. But really, isn't that what all cheats are for? To troll people, to make them have a worse time. To make a game that's already, at this point, 13 years old, even worse to play for the community that still loves it. I want to leave off by giving a huge thank you to the guy who made the thumbnail and the ending art for this video, Pyrokinesis. I hope that you all enjoyed it. It took me a long time to put together, and if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. You know, the whole YouTuber spiel. If you want to see me do things besides this, then follow my stream on Twitch, which is right underneath in the description as well. I hope everyone has a spectacular day, and if you run into these bots, just remember, their biggest weakness is pyros. See you all later.